Quantera, we are working to make trace level extraction more accessible, more efficient, and generally just better than it is now.
So we're taking something that is like the part per trillion or part per billion level in a matrix that's really complex, and you're really looking for that needle in the haystack. And that needle is really important to somebody like a breeder.
We're using cherry juice to test if our system works, essentially. Melatonin is a molecule that's present in a very, very, very small amount in cherry juice.
These breeders want to know which of my accession has a really high level of melatonin and which ones have low. And that gives them information about breeding, and there are many, many of these needles that exist in many different fields, and this just happened to be one of them.
How do we get the needle in the haystack in the most cost-effective and least labor-intensive way?
Going into this senior lab course, this is not at all what I expected. Like, every time you work in a lab setting, you're sort of experiencing something new, but in this project particularly, we got to do some really unique things with some really unique tools and instruments.
All right, I'm ready.
We were teaching them what we knew in our expertise, but as we're teaching them about our product and what we're doing, they're looking at it through a different lens, and they're thinking, how can we test this? How can we test the stability of this cartridge that you're looking at? How can we look at this under some sort of microscope to tell you something more about the structure? And so they really brought that to the table. And then the culmination of their work at the end of the semester was that we really chose to take a different direction based on the data that they found in what our cartridge was made of and how we were going to approach these extractions. And that really is a true pivot that we made based on what they found.
It's really cool to hear that. Like, we were able to bring things to the table with our past knowledge that you didn't really know about too, especially with like materials characterization, things like that. Yeah, it's really just like fulfilling to know like
You left an impact.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a key part of engineering, outside of the classrooms and all the lectures and everything, all the problem sets and the homework that you do, is actually applying it in real life scenarios. And when you go into the industry and do something in R&D, you use all of this background and you actually have to figure it out. And that's what an engineer actually does, and that's what this experience is tying everything into.